And a very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Carter Activity Center on the campus of Crowley's Ridge College on the western edge of Paragould, Arkansas. I am Dustin Seymour, Crowley's Ridge Sports Information Director, bringing you tonight's Continental Athletic Conference matchup between a pair of teams that are unfamiliar to us Crowley's Ridge faithful, well, aside from northern New Mexico, taking a victory over Crowley's Ridge last night. Northern New Mexico has ventured 15 hours, and I wasn't sure if they were on the bus or if they flew, but their bus is outside. So that was a long 15-hour bus ride from Espanola, New Mexico, en route to Paragould, Arkansas. The guests on the scoreboard are 6-2, the Northern New Mexico Eagles, 1-0 in Continental Athletic Conference play. Wearing white on the screen and home on the scoreboard are the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. Iowa Wesleyan out of Mount Pleasant, Iowa. 6-hour drive, so a little more manageable than the 15 hours that NNMC had to deal with. The Tigers sitting at 6-11 on this season. 1-0 in Continental Athletic Conference play, defeating the Red Lions of Lincoln Christian. The Tigers, led by Alex Huseman, in his 8th season at the helm of the Tigers. He is assisted by Mark Lowe in his first season. Ryan Cordova at the reins for the Eagles of Northern New Mexico. Again, as mentioned, Northern New Mexico 6-2 on the year, 1-0 in conference play. The Tigers 6-11 overall, 1-0 in conference play. The Eagles averaging 81.4 buckets a game. The Tigers on the other side, 70.9. The Tigers average shooting 41.9% from the floor. Most of those coming from long range, at least attempts on the long range. The Tigers currently 18th in the nation in three-point attempts per game. The Tigers like to shoot long range, average 27 long balls a game, and they connect on just about 9 of those per game. On the other side, the Eagles average 44% from the floor, averaging 9 from deep as well. From the free throw line, both teams sitting around 63, 63.9 to be exact for NNMC. And Iowa Wesleyan shoots 62.4 from the charity stripe. The Tigers, 35.8 rebounds per game. Northern New Mexico sitting at 39.3. The Tigers led by Francis Okewosa. He is number 4 in the conference in total rebounds. Assists per game, 16 for the Eagles, 12.9 for the Tigers. The big differential that's on the score sheet at least is the blocks per game. The Tigers at 2.7 blocks a game. Northern New Mexico, 8th in the nation, averaging 5 blocks a game. Most of those coming off of the hands of the 6'8" Damian Thomas, but he has swatted away 18 blocks. That's second best in the conference, 8th best in the nation. And so we have the 6-11 Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. They are the home team on the scoreboard. So they will be wearing their home whites, and Northern New Mexico will be wearing their away blacks. And it looks like we are getting ready to go right into play. Iowa Wesleyan, white jerseys with purple numerals with black outline. Coach Huseman is sending out Jared Ariao. 6'2" junior out of Anderson, Indiana. Alex Dentlinger, a 6'5" senior out of New London, Iowa. Francis Okewosa, 6'6" freshman out of Powder Springs, Georgia. Marvin Bateman is a 6'6" senior out of Fairview Heights, Illinois. And Dylan Hurley, a 6'5" freshman out of Sanford, Florida. Those are the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. Ariao, Dentlinger, Okewosa, Bateman, and Hurley. The Eagles sending out Jamal Harris, Tyreek Weaver, a 6'7" senior out of Dallas, Texas. Muhammad Jafari, Ricardo Zambrano, and Jared Perez. Heading to the center line is going to be Tyreek Weaver as the Eagles in black jerseys with red outline with black numerals. And Francis Okewosa going to the center as well. Tip is in the air, and we are underway as the Tigers moving right to left across your screen. Here is Bateman. Bateman's three-pointer is no good. Rebound will come down to the Eagles. That is Ariao. Three-pointer on the way coming from Weaver, and Weaver misses his three-pointer. Three-pointer coming from Dentlinger. That is short. So three-pointers being traded on either side of the floor, none of which have been successful. So with 19:34 left to go, we are still scoreless at the Carter Activity Center. Working the point for the Tigers, for the Eagles. I'll eventually get the teams right. I'm so used to one team wearing the gray that I'm used to. I don't really have to have my spotter sheet for. And this time I got both of them to deal with. That is off the mark. And the rebound has to Ariao. Ariao. Bounce passes down low, finding Hurley. Dylan Hurley goes outside, finding Bateman. Bateman to the top of the key to Hurley. Hurley with 10 on the shot clock goes down low to Okewosa. Out top, finding Bateman. Bateman's three-pointer is short. Rebound coming down to Perez of the Eagles. Perez going and finding Zambrano. Zambrano's three-pointer on the way, and that is good. And Northern New Mexico breaks open the scoring with a three-pointer to put the Eagles on top 3-0. Now pulling up for three are the Tigers, and Ariao answers. Tied 3 apiece. Zambrano with the ball, hands off and finds Perez. Perez thought about the three-pointer, takes 2 steps to his right, then shoots up the three-pointer. That's off the mark. Hurley gets the rebound for the Tigers. Quickly down the floor, that's going to be stolen away by Tyreek Weaver. Weaver on the near wing, moving left to right. Thought about handing it off. Instead, he'll post up, backs up, fadeaway jumper is up. That's off the mark, rebounded by Jafari. Jafari lays it up, lays it in on his way to the floor. And so a good move by the Tehran Iranian as he makes it 5-3 in favor of Northern New Mexico. Here's Ariao who's going to go and lay it in on his own, and we're all tied up once again. 17:33 left to play. Northern New Mexico working the ball. Jared Perez from Chihuahua, Mexico. Looks to his left around the horn, finding Jamal Harris, the Anderson, Indiana native. Now to Perez, to Zambrano, looking to his right side to Harris. Harris drives to the baseline, gets a cut to Weaver. Weaver backs off, gets the bucket and the foul. So Tyreek Weaver with the and one. Weaver, a 35.3% shooter, is the 6'7" senior out of Dallas, Texas. That foul whistled on Francis Okewosa. So for the old-fashioned 3-point play will be Tyreek Weaver. Free throw in the air, and that is right down Broadway, giving Northern New Mexico an 8-5 lead. 17:06 left to play in the opening half. Ariao with the ball, goes behind his back, nearly lost control of it. He'll lower his head, heaves it outside to Bateman, whose three-pointer's on the way. That's short. Rebound goes right into the hands of Jamal Harris. Harris looks to his right side to Zambrano. Zambrano's three-pointer hits nothing but the bottom of the net. Quickly ahead, 11-5 are the Eagles of Northern New Mexico. Point guard for the Tigers, Ariao, and that is blocked away by none other than Tyreek Weaver. He's done most of the work for the Eagles, and then little too fast, as that'll be a turnover for the Eagles going into the hands of Iowa Wesleyan as Caleb Cresswell will enter. Cresswell tied for the team lead with 26 long balls. But again, as we mentioned, they're averaging 27 long balls a game, and so it's not really much of a surprise that they've already launched up 5. Have been successful on just 1. Here's Cresswell's three-pointer. That's short. Jafari gets the board. Jafari looks to his left and finds Tyreek Weaver. Weaver planted, thought about a long three-pointer, instead looks to his left to Harris. Harris stutter steps, puts up a floater. That's off the window. That's no good. And Dylan Hurley gets the board. Hurley looks and finds Cresswell. Cresswell drifts to his right between the circles. Now goes into the paint, flings it outside to Bateman. Bateman goes into the paint now, loses his dribble, shot is up, that's rattled around, and that'll be a goaltend. And that was a goaltend on the Tigers. And so it's just going to go right into the hands of Northern New Mexico. Score stays 11-5. Okewosa knew it. touched the rim before the ball had settled inside, and so giving it right back to the Eagles. Perez going and finding Weaver. Weaver's jump shot is no good, rebounded by Hurley. Hurley up to 3 rebounds now as he works the point. Looks to his left side to Cressman. Cressman fakes right, goes left. Now up top to Okewosa. Okewosa back to Hurley. 10 on the shot clock. Cressman's three-pointer is good. Cresswell, rather. And Caleb Cresswell, 5'10 senior, makes it 11-8. 5 minutes gone in this first half of play. Jamal Harris goes to the top of the key to Tyreek Weaver. Weaver finds Zambrano to the top of the key. Cutting inside is Perez, who goes behind his back to Jafari. Jafari's three-pointer is no good. The rebound will come down to Bateman. Far side is Hurley. Hurley's going to drift to his left side. Bounce passes down low to Okewosa. Okewosa posts fadeaway jumper. That's no good. Perez with the board. Perez and the Eagles leading 11-8 over the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. Bounce pass going down to Weaver, and we will have a travel. Weaver thought that he was impeded on his way to the hoop, but the referee down low saying that, nope, just took one too many steps. And so it will be Iowa Wesleyan basketball. Carver Locke entering the game for the Tigers. First substitution for the Eagles. Keyshawn Keys is now in for the black and I guess that would be red. It's kind of like a black and Dayglow pink almost from up here. Cresswell on the near corner. He'll go behind his back and back off. Calling for a screen. He'll drive into the paint, goes outside. That'll be grabbed by Locke. A hard pass that tries to go down to find Okewosa, but a little too much mustard on it, as that'll fall harmlessly out of bounds. Well, harmlessly if you're an Eagle, not so much so if you're a Tiger fan. 11-8 is the score. Northern New Mexico leading. Keyshawn Keys cuts down low to Jafari. Jafari misses his free throw, but he misses it because he's fouled. So that will put Muhammad Jafari, 6'5" junior, Tehran Iranian, averaging 72.2 from the charity stripe. Southpaw's free throw is up and good. That foul is going to be whistled on Francis Okewosa, so he'll get his second. Whoop, 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 whoop. Iowa Wesleyan with the ball at the top of the key. And the rebound comes down to Keyshawn Keys. Jafari, shot is up and no good. Rebound coming down to find Locke. And that's quickly stolen away, back by Zambrano, and the Eagles heaving across the court to Tyreek Weaver. Weaver lays it up, no good, and the rebound's going to come down to Marvin Bateman of the purple and white. Caleb Cresswell finds Carver Locke between the circles, bounce pass to Okewosa. Okewosa nearly traveled and heaved it away, and that's stolen by the Eagles. Up and under. Shot is no good from Keys, but the rebound coming to Okewosa. Okewosa nearly broke free, or did finally break free to find Cresswell. Cresswell pulling up for three. That is short. And Jafari getting the board for the Eagles. Jafari looking to the far side to Jamal Harris. Harris picking up his dribble, heaves it to Keys. Keys for three, short. And rebound will come down to Locke. Locke will have that pass tipped out of his hands by Jafari. So that will disrupt the play. 12 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. A lot of substitutions coming, and Coach Huseman of the Tigers wants to take a 30-second timeout, and so we'll take it with him. With 12 minutes and 8 seconds left to play, it is currently Iowa Wesleyan trailing the Eagles of Northern New Mexico by a score of 12-8. This is Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. They can help save lives by not having play dates. That's right. By replacing get-togethers with virtual play dates and video chats, they can help slow the evil spread of germs. And if your superheroes do go outside, make sure they continue their superhero wing by staying 6 feet away from others to protect everyone in America land. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
You know, I said this was Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Basketball. It's the Pioneer Digital Network. It's just Continental Athletic Conference basketball at the Carter Activity Center. As soon as I said that, I was like, probably shouldn't. But in any case, here's Carver Locke that finds Dylan Hurley. Hurley's going to go coast to coast, misses the shot. Rebound is going to come down to Damian Thomas. Iowa Wesleyan down 12-8. And we will have a foul off the ball. I believe it's going to be a foul on Carver Locke, holding on to his teammate, or not his teammate, his opponent. So a couple of changes coming in for the Tigers. Jet Jaden now in, as is Victor Munoz. To the top of the key, Joe Satterfield Jr., the White House, Tennessee native. We'll look to his right side to Harris. Harris on the near wing. Crosses over. Now finds Keys. Keys, 5 on the shot clock. Has to go out to Harris. Needs to get a shot off. Do the Eagles. Damian Thomas, his shot is up. That's no good. A scramble for the rebound. Victor Munoz had the rebound, but a foul is whistled on Omar Dominguez. Dominguez, a 6-foot-even red-shirted junior out of Pecos, New Mexico. A little too handsy trying to get that rebound. So that will be a foul as this goes outside to find Munoz. Munoz out of Girona, Spain. A lot of international players on both squads. Here's a three-pointer from Munoz. That's no good. Rebounded by Hurley. Hurley goes back to Munoz, but that's going to be stolen thanks to the fingertips of Joe Satterfield Jr. and then ripped out by Damian Thomas. Laying it up and in underneath is Jamal Harris. And it is now 14-8 in favor of Northern New Mexico. Underneath, Cresswell goes and finds Munoz. Munoz bounce pass to Colby Williams. Williams at the left elbow goes to Munoz, and Munoz is going to spin his wheels and be whistled with a travel violation. 10:35 left to play before the end of the first act. Northern New Mexico leads at 14-8. Inbounding will be Joe Satterfield Jr., 6'4" sophomore. He will pass to Keyshawn Keys out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. He hands to Satterfield Jr. Satterfield's three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Williams, and Williams is going to step on the baseline, and he knew it too. Immediately grabbed it, looked down at his feet, saw that his toes were in the green of the Carter Activity Center floor, and said, man, I had that. Instead, it's going to go right back to the Eagles. Trying to find an inbound, finally gets to Damian Thomas, and Thomas uses that 6'8" frame and lays it in to make it 16-8. Munoz with the basketball between the circles. Bounce passes to Williams. Williams dribbles off of his foot. We got a scrum underneath, and it's going to be taken out by Jet Jaden. Jaden to Cresswell. Cresswell thought about the three-pointer on the near wing. He'll go down to Munoz. Munoz with a Dr. J hook shot. Unsuccessful. And the rebound coming to the Eagles. Keys, a little too much fun Funny business, trying to get a crossover, dribbled off of his foot, and it's going to go over to the Tigers. Caleb Cresswell backs off, heaves it out to an open Munoz on the far wing. His shot is up. I believe that was blocked, partially at least, by Damian Thomas. Omar Dominguez looks to his left and finds Satterfield Jr. halfway through this opening half. Satterfield Jr. driving inside, loses control of it, and that's going to go out of bounds. It is Iowa Wesleyan ball. And the inbound goes and finds Caleb Cresswell. Cresswell crosses midcourt, drives into the lane, plants, sees an open shot underneath. That was no good from Kobe Williams, but the Tigers will get the rebound and the shot clock will reset. By Cresswell, still moving at full speed. Underneath going to Munoz, and Munoz is fouled. So that foul is going to be whistled on Joe Satterfield Jr., which will send Victor Munoz, 6'7" freshman from Girona, Spain. 1 for 7 from the charity stripe is Munoz. 2 shots upcoming as his Tigers trail the Eagles of Northern New Mexico 16-8. Free throw up, free throw in. Make it 16-9. One more free throw ensuing, but not before we have a NNMC substitution. Re-entering for the Eagles, Jamal Harris. Munoz's free throw is good. So Munoz jumps ahead, making his free throw mark 3 for 9 now. On the season, that is. And more importantly, pulls his Tigers within 2 possessions at 16-10. 8:36 left to play before the recess break. Cresswell closely guarding Keys. 9 on the shot clock. You can hear his team bellowing. Got to get a shot off. Zambrano hands off to Harris. Harris has to fling up a shot. He does. That's off the back iron, and the rebound goes right to Satterfield. Satterfield's layup is unsuccessful, and Cresswell is going to knock his noggin, and that's not good. Cresswell went hard to the floor and got the back of his head knocked, and Cresswell will need to be tended to. And so as Cresswell gets looked at, we'll take a short timeout. This is Crowley's Ridge Basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. They can help save lives by simply washing their hands. Just 20 seconds of thorough hand washing after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside can help fight against the dastardly spread of germs. Armed with only soap and water and hands, your superhero can protect you, your family, and everyone out there in America land. Amazing! Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Good news, Cresswell makes his way to the bench. Seeing a little bit of stars on that. Tipped around, that's going to go to the Eagles. Quickly speeding down the floor, the Euro step by Jamal Harris, as that is up and in to make the Northern New Mexico League 18-10. Foul called on the floor. Foul will be whistled on Dylan Hurley of the that's going to be whistled on Damian Thomas of the Eagles. Sending Colby Williams, 6'6" freshman, 58.3% shooter from the charity stripe. He'll hit the first of two. Williams, 6'6" freshman out of Houston, Texas. He is 2 for 2 from the charity stripe now as he inches his Tigers. Still trailing by 6. It is 18-12. Tyreek Weaver looks to his left side and finds Keys, who's going to work the point for Northern New Mexico. Jamal Harris goes around the horn. Three-pointer coming from Thomas, and Thomas, the big man, drains a three-pointer. He is now 2 for 7 on the year from deep. One of those when you see somebody 6'8" behind the line, you kind of just let him have it. And he pulled up and made the three-pointer. Munoz underneath, lost control of the ball, flung up a shot, and the rebound will be contested, and it'll go off the fingertips of the white-clad Iowa Wesleyan Tigers, which will give the ball to Northern New Mexico. Keys drifting down the right side of the floor. On the near wing, he'll dribble to his left. Almost stolen by Munoz. Instead, it is maintained by Harris. Harris, 10 on the shot clock. Looks to his right to Keys. Keys trying to get separation from his defender in Ariao. Outside going to Zambrano. His three-pointer is good. And just like that, what was a 6-point deficit is now a 12-point deficit after a pair of long balls by Northern New Mexico. Ariao in the paint, goes outside to Munoz. Munoz for three, short, rebounded by Keys. With the ball is Zambrano, bounce pass to Thomas. Thomas underneath, spins off, lost control of the ball, but he does collect it, puts up a fadeaway, and that's good. Damian Thomas up to 5 points now. Correction, up to 7 points now. At the top of the key to the near side now. Bounce pass down low, and that's going to go off the hands of Thomas. Good to see Caleb Cresswell back on the floor for Iowa Wesleyan after going down hard and popping the back of his head on the timbers. Always good to see that coming back. Not good to see injury like that, but good to see a player come back. Dentlinger's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Zambrano of the Eagles. Keyshawn Keys finds a seam, goes up, goes under, and lays it in. What a beautiful move by the freshman. As it is now 28-12. Hurley finds Dentlinger. Dentlinger to Ariao, who goes behind his back, 15-footer. Tried to get a pass off, instead it's stolen by Weaver. Weaver finds Harris. Harris puts it into second gear, drives into the paint, hands off to find Damian Thomas, who dunks it in, and that's more than enough for Coach Alex Huseman. As with 5 minutes left to go in the half, he'll take his full timeout. We'll take it with him with 5 minutes and 1 second left to play. In the first half, Northern New Mexico leads at 30-12. This is Continental Athletic Conference basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous.
5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And welcome back inside the Carter Activity Center. 14 minutes, 59 seconds in the books here in half number 1. As it is Iowa Wesleyan basketball. Tigers are being the recipients of full court press by the Eagles. Finally breaks through as Dylan Hurley finds Caleb Cresswell. Cresswell on the far wing, moves to his left, picking up a screen from Dentlinger. Cresswell spins around, goes out to find Mike Alexander into the game for the first time. Alexander misses his shot, rebound coming down to Zambrano. To the outside to Keys. Keys 3, no good. Rebound will go down to Dentlinger. Dentlinger cuts to Cresswell. Cresswell goes coast to coast, then lays it in. So Iowa Wesleyan cuts into the lead. It's now 30-14. And traveling is Keyshawn Keys. Keys frustrated, will head off. Good on Ryan Cordova to see that his freshman a little frustrated after that turnover, and he'll send Jared Perez back into the game. Cresswell has the basketball. He'll move to his left side, scans the defense, looks to his right to Hurley. Hurley for 3, short, and rebounded by Alexander. Alexander will pass to find Dentlinger. Dentlinger for 3, good. 30-17, 3 minutes, 42 seconds left to go. Jared Perez calls his play for Northern New Mexico as the Eagles lead 30-17. Handing off to Thomas. Damian Thomas lays it up and in. Give Damian Thomas 11 points in the first half. Cresswell spins off the defender. Drives inside, now goes out to find Dentlinger. Dentlinger's three-pointer short. Rebound coming to find Okewosa. And his second chance putback is good. 32-19 now. Zambrano. No-look pass going out to Perez. Perez looks down, tries to get behind the three-point arc. Does get behind the three-point arc. However, his shot is unsuccessful. Mike Alexander streaking down the floor for the Tigers. Flings up a wild shot, and that is good. Good move, fearlessly going in. As it is now 32-21, 2 minutes, 34 seconds left to play. Northern New Mexico leading Iowa Wesleyan in this Continental Athletic Conference Classic hosted by Crowley's Ridge College. The pass is unsuccessful, but in the process of passing, it appears as though Jared Perez is going to be whistled with an offensive foul. Indeed, he is, and so that's going to give the ball right into the hands of the Tigers of Iowa Wesleyan. 32-21 is the NNMC lead. Cresswell at the midcourt line, and that's quickly stolen away by the Eagles, and then a foul whistled on Cressman. Cressman, furious, having to be held back by Okewosa. He's saying, why didn't you call a foul up here when the same thing happened to me? But in any case, going to the line is Jared Perez, the Mexico native, shooting 69.2% from the charity stripe. Left-hander shot is up. Left-hander shot is in. 33-21 is the Northern New Mexico lead. As David Chalupka will enter for Northern New Mexico. Second free throw is up and good from Jared Perez. Cresswell crosses the court, drives down, now goes outside to the top of the key. Three-pointer coming from Dentlinger, and that is good. It's now a 10-point differential Tigers trailing the Eagles 34-24. Jafari picks up his dribble, finds Weaver. At the top of the key, Weaver plants, shoots a three, and answers a three with a three. 37-24 in favor of Northern New Mexico. Hurley finds Alexander. Alexander backs off on the far wing. Thought about handing off to Okewosa. Picks up his dribble now, very closely guarded by Tyreek Weaver. Finally heaves it up top to Dittlinger. 10 on the shot clock for Caleb Cresswell. Cresswell lowers his head, goes into the paint, loses control of the basketball, but it finally goes right back into his hands. Flings up a wild shot, no good. Rebounded by Jafari. Jafari heaves it down to Zambrano, who hands it right back off to Jafari. Perez with the basketball. The give and go goes to Chalupka, and that is no good because of the foul. I'll send David Chalupka to the charity stripe. That foul whistled on Caleb Cresswell as he'll pick up his second personal foul of the night. Free throw is up and no good. One more upcoming from Chalupka. That is up, and that rattles out, but a foul on the rebound attempt. And that is whistled on Muhammad Jafari. So no change. The ball will get to the Tigers. They trail. Final minute of play of half number one. 37-24 is the Iowa Wesleyan deficit as they have the ball. Cresswell will bounce pass to Alexander. Alexander goes underneath. A wraparound pass was unsuccessful as Chalupka gets the rebound. Chalupka looks to his left side now to Zambrano at the top of the key. Zambrano for three. Drains it. 40-24 is the score. Alexander. Shot clock is turned off, and that is a foul on, I believe that is Chalupka. The Northern New Mexico bench jockeying that he dribbled out of bounds. The men in the striped shirt say that he was escorted out of bounds illegally. As Cresswell has the basketball, vying for the final shot. Closely guarded by the Eagles. Okewosa underneath, and he'll lay it in. And that will be the final shot of this opening half of play. So after 20 minutes, it is Northern New Mexico with 40, Iowa Wesleyan 26. We're going to take a timeout. On the other side, we'll have halftime stats as the Eagles of Northern New Mexico up over the Tigers of Iowa Wesleyan 40-26. This is Crowley's Ridge College basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. Now you're queen of your castle. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll feel empowered to own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceyourretirement.org. Because when it comes to clearing financial hurdles, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Carter Activity Center, campus of Crowley's Ridge College. It's halftime at the Ridge as Northern New Mexico and Iowa Wesleyan playing a neutral site game here in the Continental Athletic Conference. Northern New Mexico holding a 40-26 advantage over the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. From the floor, the Eagles 48.4%, 15 of an attempted 31. Tigers 9 of 32, 28.1% from the floor. From deep, both teams attempting 15. Northern New Mexico successful on 6 to Iowa Wesleyan's 4. Tigers perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Northern New Mexico 4 of 7. 9 turnovers for Iowa Wesleyan, 5 for Northern New Mexico. Those 5 at Northern New Mexico turnovers led to 5 points for the Tigers. The 9 Tiger turnovers turned into 13 Eagle points. Total rebounds, Iowa Wesleyan leading that category 19 to 15, including 5 offensive boards for Iowa Wesleyan. 11 assists for the Eagles, 4 for the Tigers. A pair of blocks out of Northern New Mexico, none for Iowa Wesleyan. 7 steals for Northern New Mexico, 1 for Iowa Wesleyan. As we look at the individual scores, there's the points. Ricardo Zambrano leads all scores with 12 points, 11 trailing just behind is Damian Thomas. Tyreek Weaver has 6 points for the Eagles. Jamal Harris has 4, Jafari with 3, and Keys and Perez both have 2 apiece. Satterfield and Chalupka both playing for Northern New Mexico and not recording any points. Leading rebounder, Muhammad Jafari with 5 rebounds in that first half of play. Jamal Harris leads the Eagles with 5 assists. On the other side for Iowa Wesleyan, led by Alex Dentlinger, 6 points, 2 for 4 from deep. Jared Ariano with 5 points. Caleb Cresswell with 5 as well. Francis Okewosa, 4 points on his evening. Colby Williams, Mike Alexander, and Victor Munoz all share 2 points each. Rebounds, 3 shared by Carver Locke and Marvin Bateman, but they are led by Dylan Hurley. No points yet for the freshman out of Sanford, Florida, but he has pulled down 7 rebounds for Iowa Wesleyan. Leading helper is Mike Alexander, who dished out 2 assists in that first half of play. Looking at the foul lines at least, Caleb Cresswell had 2 fouls in that first half, and Carver Locke also with 2. Everybody else only recording 1 personal foul, so they'll get to work. Well, not everybody else. The only other players to have fouls in that first half each have just 1 committed. And so Cresswell and Locke both will have 3 fouls to work with in their pockets in the final 20 minutes of action. We're going to take an extended break. Again, it is Continental Athletic Conference Classic Basketball at Crowley's Ridge College. Last night, Crowley's Ridge fell to the Northern New Mexico Eagles. I apologize. I was unable to broadcast that game for you. If you're keeping an eye on the weather, you know that Northeast Arkansas was hit by a wave of snow. And in my little hamlet of Piggott, Arkansas, about an hour north of here, I was frozen in. And so I was unable to make the trek yesterday, but thankfully able to make it to tonight's game and scout our opposition, our being Crowley's Ridge, scout the opposition for tomorrow's game. And the women will finally get action. The Lady Pioneers and the Lady Eagles were scheduled to play, as were the Lady Eagles and Lady Tigers. However, a COVID scare for the Northern New Mexico female team had them stay on the West Coast. And so it will just be 1 women's basketball contest that will be between Crowley's Ridge and Iowa Wesleyan. That's slated for tomorrow at 1 p.m., followed immediately by the men closing out the first of this year's 2 Pioneer Classics, with the Pioneers and Tigers facing off at 3. We'll take that extended break. In about 10 minutes, we'll have second half action. This is Continental Athletic Conference Basketball on the Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Digital Network. Check. Check. Am I coming through now? I do firmly apologize for those watching. I'm having some kind of a difficulty here on my end. I think things have settled off. In the meantime, it is 54-32 in favor of Northern New Mexico. I think we have everything settled now. 5 minutes gone in the second half of action. And apologies for the technical difficulties. And we'll have an offensive foul whistled on Jamal Harris. Tyreek Weaver thought it was called on him, and he was like, oh, I don't have too many fouls left to work with. And said, no, it's on Harris. He's like, oh, okay. Caleb Cresswell has the basketball for the Tigers. He pulls off for three on the way. No good. Rebounded by Weaver. Weaver stutter steps into the lane, flings up a shot that is no good because he was fouled by Colby Williams. So that will send Tyreek Weaver, 6'7", 210-pounded senior out of Dallas, Texas, to the free throw line. His first free throw is good. It is now 55-34 in favor of Northern New Mexico. Weaver, a 35% free throw shooter. Second is on its way, and it is good, making it 56-34. Alexander has the ball for Iowa Wesleyan. He'll pass to pass is trying to retain possession was Carver Locke, and I believe he'll be whistled with a foul, which is not something that he had a lot to give, as Locke was one of the Tigers with a pair of fouls. So now he is up to 3 fouls with 14 minutes left to play. So he will exit to be replaced by Victor Munoz. Jamal Harris has the basketball. He cuts and finds Perez. Now to the far side to Zambrano. Zambrano with a no-look pass to Perez. Perez's three-pointer is up and no good. Thought that he was fouled. Instead, it will be a rebound by Mike Alexander. And an offensive foul down low. That is called on Victor Munoz. Munoz will be charged with his first infraction. And that will bring us to another timeout. I believe all of the timeouts that have been called. No, this will be a Northern New Mexico timeout. He will call a full timeout. And we will take it as well. Hopefully we won't have technical difficulties on the way back. As it stands, 13 minutes, 49 seconds left to go. And this contest, Northern New Mexico leads at 56-34. This is Crowley's Ridge basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
I want to get back to kissing the cheeks of my grandbabies, making Sunday dinner with a house full of family and lots of laughs.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now, there are vaccines. And they are the very first step that let us get back to what we miss most. It's okay to have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I wait? Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
And we welcome you back inside the Carter Activity Center. I am Dustin Seymour, the Crowley's Ridge Sports Information Director. So I am so used to signing off going to breaks, as this is Crowley's Ridge basketball. I've said it about 7 times. Us broadcasters get things ingrained in our heads. So this is not Crowley's Ridge basketball. It's Continental Athletic Conference basketball, hosted by Crowley's Ridge. I'm sure you know that by now. Jared Harris for Northern New Mexico has the basketball on the left wing. He goes to the top of the key, finding Keyshawn Keys. Keys back to Weaver at the top of the key. 8 on the timer as the handoff goes to Harris. Harris loses control of it, and it's going to be stolen by Munoz. Munoz to Cresswell. Cresswell backs off, finding Munoz. Munoz drives into the lane, spins around. Beautiful move by Munoz, but that is unsuccessful as it was short, and the rebound comes to Tyreek Weaver. Weaver plants, shoots, buckets. Good shot there from Tyreek Weaver. But the score 58-34 in favor of the guests on the scoreboard. And that's going to be a turnover by Iowa Wesleyan. It'll be Northern New Mexico basketball. Full court pressure put on by Coach Huseman's Tigers. And that is taken away by the Tigers in a block. Thought it was blocked by Tyreek Weaver. Instead, Weaver is whistled with the foul. Tyreek Weaver, that is his first personal foul of the contest, which is going to send Jet Jaden, 5'10" senior out of Burlington, Iowa, 55.6% free throw shooter. His first free throw is up and right on the money. 58-35. One more upcoming from the senior. It is off the back iron, and the rebound comes down to Keyshawn Keys. Keys quickly trapped in backcourt, and there will be a foul that is whistled on Mike Alexander. Alexander thought that he had trapped his defender in the backcourt. Instead, he is the recipient of a foul. So the inbound will be Zambrano. Zambrano finds Keys. Keys loses his footing, and his pass goes away. Thought that he was fouled in the process. Instead, here's Victor Munoz, who lays it up. No good. Rebounded by Keys, and back and forth we go. He looks to his left to Harris. Harris alley-oop to Weaver. Weaver unable to grab it, but getting the rebound was Jamal Harris. However, his foot was on the baseline. So good effort by Jamal Harris, but ultimately unsuccessful as the basketball goes into the hands of Iowa Wesleyan. Couple of changes coming in. Dylan Hurley and Alex Dentlinger back on for the purple and white. Muhammad Jafari back for the black and, again, I think that's salmon. Dayglow pink. Normally they're blue and white, but sporting some of the colors of the Arizona flag and that part of the country. That's out of bounds. Last touched by Iowa Wesleyan. I do have the little T that's found on the Arizona flag can be found on the right pant leg and left pant leg. So using their state to their advantage since they're in their name, Northern New Mexico. Picking up his dribble is Tyreek Weaver, and Weaver hands off to Keyshawn Keys. Keys goes out to Jafari on the right wing. Jafari to Weaver. To the left side, finding Harris. Harris back to Jafari off the left block. Jafari posts up, fade away with the left hand. No good. Closely guarded by, that was Marvin Bateman. Alexander with the ball. He goes into the lane, puts up a wild shot. That's no good, and that is because he was fouled. Alexander's first free throw is no good. Mike Alexander now 0 for 1 from the charity stripe. Second free throw is right on the money. 58-36. Personnel changes in effect. Northern New Mexico leads it with 11:29 left to play. The inbound goes to the Eagles as Joe Satterfield Jr. now in, needing to break the 10-second line. Finally does. Keyshawn Keys with the basketball. Keys looks to the left side to Harris. Harris to Weaver. Weaver hands off to Zambrano. To Satterfield Jr. Satterfield between the circles with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Needs to get the play and shot. Shot is up, long two. Short, rebound, and put back by, believe that is Tyreek Weaver, is good. And it is now 60-36 in favor of Northern New Mexico. Anderson looks to his left to find Dentlinger. Dentlinger outside to Hurley. Hurley from the right block, up, no good. Okay, Wosa tried to get the board, was unsuccessful. Zambrano is the one that collects the rebound. Keyshawn Keys. Ball dribbling, going inside the paint. That is tipped up and in by, I believe, Tyreek Weaver will be the one credited with the two-pointer. And that is stolen away by the Eagles. And a quick give and go from Weaver to Harris. And the lead extends 64-36. Halfway through this final half of play. Losing control of the ball is Alex Dentlinger. He passes out to Bateman, and that is going to be stolen by the Eagles. Cut, left-handed shot up by Tyreek Weaver, and that is good. And it's now a 30-point spread. And a timeout will be called by Iowa Wesleyan, as that is a long run by the Northern New Mexico Eagles. And so it'll be a full timeout by Coach Houston, and we'll take it with him. 9:39 left to play. 30 points separate the home team and the away team. Northern New Mexico 66, Iowa Wesleyan 36. This is Continental Athletic Conference basketball on the Crowley's Ridge College Pioneer Digital Network.
Getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters. Like that family movie night your daughter can't live without. Yeah, can't do that. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Oh, I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
.39 left to go in this conference clash between Northern New Mexico and Iowa Wesleyan. It is currently all Northern New Mexico as it's 66-36. And the rebound goes to the Eagles. There's Keyshawn Keys, finds a cutting Jamal Harris, who easily dunks it in. 68-36 now. Ariao with the ball for the Tigers, drifting to his left side, pulls up, toes on the three-point line. That is just two. Again, 68-38. Joe Satterfield Jr. goes to the right side to Keys. Keys allowing a play to develop, letting the clock milk as much as possible. Satterfield goes to the Weaver, to his left side, to Zambrano, down low to Satterfield, and Satterfield buckets the shot, 70-38. Tyreek Weaver up to 20 points, leading all scorers. 1, 2, 3, 4 Eagles in double digits. And a pull-up jump shot coming from Marvin Bateman makes it 70-40. Closest Iowa Wesleyan to double digits is Jared Ariao, currently at 7 points. Jamal Harris bounce passes down low to Zambrano. Fade away, no good, way short, and the rebound's going to go off the fingertips of Keyshawn Keys, and it is Iowa Wesleyan ball. Substitution. Jafari back on for Northern New Mexico. Ariao takes the inbound. Drifts to his left side. Three-pointer is no good. Jafari calling for a screen. Goes to his right side. Handing off to Keys. Keys to Weaver. Weaver thought about the three-pointer. Instead goes to Harris. Harris going to Satterfield. Satterfield drives inside, loses control, loses his footing. Ball all over the place. Finally kicks out. A Euro step, but unsuccessful, as with all of that loose ball fun, the shot clock elapsed. And it is now 70-40, 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to play. Iowa Wesleyan with the basketball, trailing by 30. Underneath, the layup by Ariao is no good, and Jafari takes the rebound. Jafari goes to his left side to Satterfield. Satterfield misses his shot, and the rebound. A bunch of Tigers thought they had the rebound and were leaving it to their teammates, and instead, the Eagles are just going to maintain possession. Outside, and a foul off the floor. No, a timeout is called, as Ryan Cordova unhappy with the way his team was playing there. A lot of a wild play, and Coach Cordova wants to settle his Eagles down. It is a 30-point lead, and he can't give up those fundamentals, so we'll take the timeout with him. 6:53 left to play. 70-40 is the Northern New Mexico lead. This is CAC basketball on the Pioneer Digital Network.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with My Shelter Pets, Frankie and Chance, reminding you that when you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
So it'll be Northern New Mexico basketball out of the timeout. And Tyreek Weaver currently leading all scores with 20 points. Behind him, Ricardo Zambrano has 12. Damian Thomas has 11. And Jamal Harris with 10. Keyshawn Keys looks to the left to Harris. Harris for three. No good. And rebound. It will be Northern New Mexico ball. Great move there from Muhammad Jafari, as he and Alex Dentlinger were both flying out of bounds. And Jafari managed to put it in the breadbasket of Dentlinger. And the ball dribbled out of bounds. And so technically it is out of bounds on Dentlinger. So with 20 seconds on the shot clock, Damian Thomas will receive the inbound for Northern New Mexico. He finds Keys to the top of the key to Jafari. Jafari stutter steps, spins around into the paint. Shot is up, no good. A rebound, but we'll have a foul on Iowa Wesleyan. That's called on Alex Dentlinger. Coach Huseman begging for an explanation. None being offered, as the play is just developing on the Northern New Mexico side on the floor. As the inbound goes to now Keys. Keys to Thomas. Damian Thomas looks to his left to Jafari. Jafari bounce passes to Perez, to the left side to Satterfield. Satterfield off the window, that's no good. Ariao with the rebound. Ariao, the alley and the oop, missing the timing was Carver Locke, but he'll go outside and finds Marvin Bateman, who drains the tray. 70-43 is the score now. Just shy of 6 minutes left to go. Underneath Satterfield, going out to Jafari, wide open three-pointer. And the Tehran native drains the long ball. So a three answered by a three, and it's 73-43. Jamal Harris has the ball for Iowa Wesleyan. He'll look to his left side and finds Hurley. Hurley to the right side to Munoz. Munoz up and under, no good. Rebounded by Ariao. Ariao's second chance points is no good, but right there to clean things up, Victor Munoz makes it 43 to 70, or rather 45 to 73. Outside are the Eagles to Jafari. Jafari from the left elbow. That's up. That's no good. Thomas had the rebound, but instead that is taken away by Dylan Hurley. Hurley will pass it right to Keys. And Keys will go coast to coast and lay it in. And it looks like Damian Thomas rolled his ankle a little bit. And we'll have just a rolling timeout there taken by Northern New Mexico to allow for a few substitutions. 4:50 left to play as Mike Alexander takes over as point guard for Iowa Wesleyan. He hands off to Locke. Locke goes down to Munoz. Munoz posts up. His spin is up, is good. 75 to 47. Keys, stutter steps, drives into the lane. Left hand, all kinds of blocked by Dylan Hurley. What a block by Hurley. And on the other side, a three-pointer is no good. And the rebound goes right to Joe Satterfield. Coach Ryan Cordova says to just let a play develop. 4 minutes left to play. Let's get the W and get home is his plan. But still 4 minutes left, and in all my years of coverage, anything can happen. 75-47 is currently the Northern New Mexico lead, and he will walk with it. So it goes back to the Tigers of Iowa Wesleyan, but not before a substitution. David Chalupka back on for NNMC. Alexander hands off to Jafar, wrong spotting sheet, to Munoz. The rebound comes to find Satterfield. Satterfield between the circles, 75-47. Northern New Mexico lead. Satterfield pulling up for three. Bottom. 78-47 is the lead now for the Eagles. Hurley finds Munoz. Munoz behind to Locke. Locke drives into the paint with the left hand, and that's good. 78-49. 3 minutes and change left in this contest. Satterfield looks back and finds an open Perez. Perez calls the play. 2-3 zone put on by the Tigers. Outside is a three-pointer by David Chalupka. And he drains it 81-49. Munoz to the top of the key, finding Bateman. Bateman's shot is no good, and Chalupka gets the rebound. Chalupka finds Satterfield. Satterfield to Chalupka to Weaver. Weaver's three-pointer is good. All of a sudden, the Eagles shooting the lights out. 84-49, 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to play. Three-pointer on the way from Bateman is no good. Chalupka gets the rebound. Chalupka goes coast to coast and lays it in and one. And it is now 86-49 with a free throw upcoming from Chalupka. Substitution in as Omar Dominguez re-enters for Northern New Mexico. 127 seconds left to play as that free throw was short. Munoz goes to Alexander. Alexander stutter steps. Goes back and finds Lock shot is no good, and the rebound goes to the Eagles. Here is Dominguez. Dominguez goes out to Chalupka. Chalupka back to Dominguez. Chalupka. Weaver. Out of Perez. And another timeout to allow a rolling substitution in. The players thought that it was just a regular timeout. We're going to go take our seats and take a breather, but coach says, no, let's get this done. 95 seconds to go. Northern New Mexico leads at 86-49. Pass goes into the hands of Carlos Cordova. His shot is unsuccessful, and the rebound comes down to Carver Locke. Locke and the Tigers goes coast to coast, and we will have a foul on Northern New Mexico, sending Carver Locke to the charity stripe. Carver Locke, a 6'5" junior out of Maui, Hawaii. 66.7% shooter. Free throw is up. Free throw rattles out. One more coming for Carver Locke. It is up. It is in. 80. I think they put that to the wrong team on the scoreboard. I have 87-49. They have 86-50 on the scoreboard, and it appears as though it is. It was. I put it on the wrong team. It is 86-50. Final minute of play. Three-pointer from Dominguez. Shot that one from New Mexico and hit it. 89-50 is the score. As a three-pointer coming to answer from Marvin Bateman. He'll make it 89-53. Three-pointer from Dominguez. We're just going to trade three-pointers now. That one's no good. Carver Locke gets the board. And the steal there from Perez. Perez looks to the left side to Carlos Cordova. Cordova's three-pointer is blocked by Colby Williams. Just having a late three-point contest here. Bateman closely guarding Chalupka, who inbounds and finds Perez. Perez and the Eagles putting up a shot. That's no good. Rebound goes to Chalupka. That is up and no good. Eagles not content with an 89-83 lead with 23 seconds, still going hard. As David Chalupka will go to the free throw line. That foul whistled on Dylan Hurley. Free throw from Chalupka is short. One more to come. Might have heard Coach saying, if you miss this free throw, you're driving the bus home. 15-hour drive, I don't want that job. Second free throw is up, and looks like the Eagles will have a new bus driver, as that was off the mark. So with 18.3 seconds left, the Tigers staring down an 89-53 deficit. The inbound goes to Jared Perez. Perez finds Satterfield Jr., but that is taken away by Bateman. And Bateman heaves up a morale-saving three. Final seconds will elapse off of this game. And the buzzer will sound for a final score of 89-56 in favor of Northern New Mexico. So the telling of the final score, Northern New Mexico improves to 7-2, 2-0 in Continental Athletic Conference play. Iowa Wesleyan falls to 6-12. They are now 1-1 in conference play. As we look at the post-game stats, 52% from the floor shot the Eagles, 36 of 68. Iowa Wesleyan, 20 of 62. Iowa Wesleyan, we said they'd shoot a lot of threes. They did just that, attempting 30, making 9 of those. 11 of 27 were the Northern New Mexico Eagles. From the charity stripe, the Eagles 6 of 12, Iowa Wesleyan 7 of 10. 17 turnovers for the purple and white, 12 for the black and blue. 21 points off of the turnover for the Eagles, 9 for Iowa Wesleyan. Rebounding battle won by Northern New Mexico, 37 to 33. 23 assists for the Eagles, 11 for Iowa Wesleyan, a pair of blocks each, 13 steals for NNMC, only 5 for Iowa Wesleyan. As we look at the individual statistics, a 30-point night for Omar. Nope, that is number 30. A 23-point night for Tyreek Weaver, as he leads all scorers. 23 points out of Tyreek Weaver, followed by Muhammad Jafari with 12 points, as did Ricardo Zambrano. 11 points out of Damian Thomas. Jamal Harris had 10, so 5 players in double digits for Northern New Mexico. 5 points coming from Satterfield Jr. and Chalupka. 4 from Keyshawn Keys, 4 from Jared Perez, and 3 from Omar Dominguez. The only Eagle to get playing time without a bucket was Carlos Cordova, who was 0 for 3 from the floor. On the other side, Marvin Bateman led the Tigers with 14 points, followed by Ariao with 7. Alex Dentlinger had 6, as did Carver Locke and Victor Munoz. Caleb Cresswell ended his night with 5 points. Kobe Williams with 4, as did Francis Okewosa. Mike Alexander had a 3-point night, and Jet Jaden had 1. Dylan Hurley, the starter, who averaged 7 points coming into the game, was pointless tonight. But he did lead all rebounders with 9 total rebounds. So Northern New Mexico will have themselves a nice trip back home. Perfect 2-0 in this Continental Athletic Conference game. And Iowa Wesleyan will pack up and stay here in Paragould to face Crowley's Ridge. Tomorrow, the women will play at 1 and the men at 3. We thank you for joining us tonight. Again, I'm Crowley's Ridge College Sports Information Director Dustin Seymour. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night for doubleheader action between Iowa Wesleyan and Crowley's Ridge College. Until we see you then, good night. God bless.